Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is June 25th, 2015, and today is Thursday. So looking at the economic calendar first, 10 a.m. this morning, South African time, we have a Swiss franc number coming out. It's really just the Swiss National Bank Chairman Jordan will be speaking at this time. So it's a major indicator as to where the market's going to go in terms of the Swiss franc. So it is a major number, and to hear him speak and seeing how the market's going to fluctuate to his beat. And then we have all day Euro summits, economic summits today, so that should be kind of interesting how that plays out with the Euro and the debacle in Greece. So obviously it didn't come to any fruition overnight, and we're going to look at the technicals and we're going to see how that played out. And then lastly, we have a weekly number coming out of the United States. It's a jobless number, just a regular weekly number. It doesn't have that much impact on the market, even though it shows that it does, but unless it's an extreme number. So that's at 2:30 South African time. Let's look at the markets. Let's look at the Euro USD. So looking here, we've sold off a very big chunk over the past 2 days, as you can see here, and we discussed this earlier in the week, that we were getting to somewhat of a sub-level resistance here at about this level, right about here. As you can see, we've challenged it a couple of times, and we really faltered over here. We didn't really take it up higher and try to test this 114 level, and we're trading right now at 112. So that's about 170 pips on the downside. On the extreme side, I think it's about 225 pips retracement. And that's basically because Greece has not come to a conclusion. And as such, the markets are rattled by it, and they're not sure if Greece is going to default, and it's going to be a very, very sticky situation. So it's obviously playing out on the Euro USD the most. Let's look at the GBP USD. It's sold off again also versus the dollar. So the dollar did get somewhat stronger. But as you can see, it's still holding its own at 156. I mean, hitting 159 and retracing to 156 is a healthy retracement. So it's not as bad as I would say as the Euro USD. As we can see here, we're actually hitting somewhat of a previous resistance level. So maybe we can anticipate some support at this level right here. I'd keep this on the radar as a strong currency versus the dollar. Okay, relatively strong currency versus the dollar, to look for any upside in it. Looking at the Dow Jones yesterday, just selling off a little bit. Nothing really major. It's not. This is after trading, so it seems like it was much more, but it was like something like minus 80 or 90 points yesterday, which is, we said we would be in this trading range throughout the summer. So I'd really like to see some breakout on the extremities. But if you're playing, if you're trading intraday and you have some time in the afternoon, South African time, the Dow Jones has been really great to trade with. So I really keep it out on the lookout. Looking at oil here, as you can see here, every time we hit 61.23, we just break down. So we've done this again and again and again, and now we're trading at 60.16. Let's see if we will go down to 58.62, or are we going to bounce? So it looks like it's consolidating at this area. So we may see like a upper breakout to 62 and change. But I would really keep this on the radar to look at it. Looking at gold here, dead in the water. We're back to 117, as you can see here. 1177, excuse me. But really trading very lightly. Okay, not really aggressive, and it's, as you can see in a monthly chart, we've pretty much consolidated at this level. I think I don't think we'll challenge the 1,000 level, at least not in the short term, unless we break down from this 1160 level. Okay, it's got to break down from 1138, and it hasn't. So it's been really trading sideways, and I think that that's consistent with the indices. The indices are not really sure where they want to go, and as such, so does gold, because if they're not trading stocks, they're trading gold. So, I think there's both a level of some sort of consolidation in both symbols, and that's just indicative of what the situation is. You know, in the equity markets, the corporations that are listed on the indices haven't found justification to go any higher, and at the same time, gold has gotten to a point where, you know, it's not going to go any lower, okay, presumably. But that's, you know, this is something you have to pay attention to over time, to have some sort of inkling as to which side is going to go up. If gold started taking off and the Dow started selling off, I'd really get, you know, I'd hedge myself. I'd be short the Dow Jones and I would be long the gold. But that's just, you know, that's a long-term play, a little bit more complicated, but a hedging technique that you guys can use. This is Fred Razak at CM Trading. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.